All righty. All right, let's see if we're good. All right, we are good. What's going on, everybody? A nice little late night live stream for the people. You already know what this is. My second to last regular season series recap of the year. It's insane. Only got one more series left in the regular season. You know, it's crazy how fast it goes. The fact that I've done a series recap for pretty much every single series this year, sheesh. And the Guardians, of course, were coming off a road trip to Chicago, and then they went to Texas, completely swept that trip. Something I didn't even expect them to do, but they did it because, like their logo shows, they're just a bunch of G's, man. Yeah, they're just a bunch of G's. They go out there, take care of business. I believe at the beginning of last week, their magic number was 12. By the end of the week, they clinched their division. Granted, that's mainly also because of the fact that the White Sox just could not win a damn game for like a week. They finally won tonight, by the way. In case you're wondering. Yeah, White Sox finally won a game. They had lost like 8 straight games. Yeah. But who cares about the White Sox? They were actually officially eliminated, as were the Twins, from playoff contention yesterday, too. So their seasons are going to be over very early. It'll be interesting to see what the White Sox do this offseason in regards to Tony La Russa. Because as we've seen, they were not playing well at all for him. They were playing all right, but it's just the way he had them doing things. Like when they hit a ball, he told them to, just take it easy. Don't hustle. Whereas watch the Guardians, they hit a routine grounder, they be hustling. Unless you're Josh Naylor, then obviously he can't hustle because he's practically running on one leg still. He's still recovering from that injury last year. He'll probably be back to full range of speed and everything next year, hopefully. Not that he'll have a full off season of just chilling and not having to fully rehab that ankle, because that was an ugly injury last year. A lot of people didn't know if he was going to play this year, and look at him. He's actually doing really well. But anyways, Guardians had a 3-game series against Tampa Bay, who of course is fighting for the wild card spot. They're in that little battle between them, Toronto, and Seattle, and even Baltimore is still lurking. Yeah, don't sleep on Baltimore. Not looking likely, but you never know these days. I've seen crazier things happen. But anyways, first game of the series for the Guards and the Rays had an old friend, Corey Kluber, against Shane Bieber. Kluber, of course, he was really good with us. I believe he won 2 Cy Youngs with us, which was phenomenal. A lot of Guardians fans wanted him to come back after last year, but he went to Tampa Bay after his stint, his 1-game stint in Texas. That got us Emmanuel Clase. Yep. But anyways, Kluber, 4 innings, 8 hits. So we really got after him. Just couldn't score a whole lot of runs off him. We only scored 3 runs off of Kluber. So 8 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks against Kluber. And then Shane Bieber on the mound for the Guardians. 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 6 Ks, and a homer. And we just could not get that winning run across, which sucks. We got really close. It went into extra innings. And, yeah, this series, it was annoying. It was very annoying. So overall, we got on the board first with an RBI triple from Jose, bottom of the 3rd. And then the Rays would score 4 unanswered runs in the top of the 4th with a Harold Ramirez double, followed by Peralta grounding out, and then Siri would homer, making it 4-1. 2-run shot for Jose Siri, by the way. And then bottom of the fourth, we would respond with 2 runs of our own. Gabriel Arias, RBI single, good stuff. Stephen Kwan, RBI single, good stuff. And then it'd be 4-3 for the next 4 innings until freaking Miles Straw came up. And he used that speed that he's so known for to beat out a grounder. And we wound up scoring a run because he hustles. And again, there you go. Like I said earlier with Tony La Russa, how he doesn't like, his players hustling because they might hurt themselves. Our guys be hustling no matter what, because that's the way that we are. And him hustling got us that 4th run, tied the game in bottom of the 8th. And then we would have chances, but we wouldn't do anything. As top of the 11th, Harold Ramirez would double, making it 6-4 as a 2-run double. And then bottom of the 11th, Jose Ramirez would actually single to score a run. And then after he scored, that was it. Yep. Yes, Kwan scored. And then that would be it. Naylor and Gonzalez grounded out, or Naylor flew out, and then Gonzalez grounded out, and that would be it. That's what sucked, though. Could not get Jose in scoring position, after everything. But, we lose our first game. Overall, it didn't really matter because, again, we won the division. But I hate losing. It felt weird to lose. Prayers for Tua. Yeah, I saw that. And I don't know. A lot of people are going to get on them Dolphins for having him play through that. You don't mess around with concussions. But they said, oh, he's good to go. No, he's not. No. It's not like he was still feeling the effects of the concussion or whatever. But he just hit his head again. Second week in 2 weeks. Good news is he's conscious and he's got movement in all his extremities, which is great. But yeah, I don't know, man. He'll be out for a couple weeks, if not the rest of the year. I would not be shocked. Depends on how that neck and the head injury are. To what the extent is, because neck injuries are no joke, obviously, because your spine is literally in your neck. You're messing with something big if you're getting a neck injury. That sucks. But, yeah, hopefully Tua will be all right. So the win for this game will go to Guerra. He's 2-0, 5.74 ERA. Stefan gets the loss, 6-5, 2.79 ERA. And Faucher got his first save, 5.95 ERA. But, yeah, Tito did this thing where bottom of the 9th or top of the 9th, he brought in Emmanuel Clase, non-save. Okay. You want to get it to the bottom of the 9th, tied, give yourself a chance to win the game. We didn't. So then 10th inning comes around. All right. That didn't work out. Karen Chat comes in. No problem. Okay. What do we do? Well, we drew a walk with Melee. So I believe that would put 2 on with 1 out and nothing. Because, of course. And then 11th inning comes up and we're down 6-4, just like that. After Trevor Stefan came in for Karinchak. Stefan, I'm going to talk about him in a minute, but my goodness. Man. That's tough. Burning your 2 best pitchers and you can't even win the game for them. That's tough. But we lose the game, go on to the second game of the series. This time, we have Tristan McKenzie on the mound. And they did this because they wanted to set these 2 up for the playoffs. So essentially, game 1 of the playoffs, I believe, would be Bieber. Game 2 would be McKenzie. And I believe game 3 would be Quantrill, if I remember correctly. So let me see if I can find the game in here. Okay, here we are. So yeah, game 2 of the series, just like the first game, went into extra innings. But I mean, if you look at how the pitchers did, Glasnow made his return to the mound. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. That was the solo blast from Gabriel Arias, his first homer of the year. What a time to get your first homer of the year. It was an absolute moonshot, pretty much. I mean, he hit that thing pretty well. Great contact. Got all barrel on that sucker. And McKenzie, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 Ks and a walk. And his ERA is officially under 3. Awesome. But yeah, if you're a Rays fan, you're like, okay, Glasnow's back. Let's freaking go. He was on a pitch count, which is why his innings were so low. They're not going to have him going out here just throwing 100 pitches in his first game back. But I'm sure he'll be ready to go full tilt by the playoffs. And by the way, we might see these guys in the playoffs. It's very possible. But anyways, scoring, obviously, Betancourt got them on the board first again. RBI single in the top of the second. Like I mentioned, Arias got us tied in the bottom of the third with a solo shot off of Glasnow. Right before Glasnow was pulled, actually. And then bottom of the 10th, here we go again. 10th inning comes up, or 9th inning comes up again. They bring in Class A. This was after a rain delay, by the way. Freaking torrential downpour. They thought, hey, let's try to play through this. Yeah. Hey, guys. The umpire at home, the home plate umpire was just sitting there. Downpour, just complete. It's freaking monsoon. And the umpire's just standing there like, okay, I could get through this. No worries. And then everyone else was like, buddy, like the infield is literally starting to turn to mud. Like it's starting to pool up and everything. It's like, then the umpire is probably thinking at home plate, like, you know what? Maybe we should go into a little bit of a delay. Just so we're not essentially playing in a mud diamond. And sure enough, Harp came out and they went in, I think, in a delay for what? 20 minutes, 30 minutes around there. And then they came back out and yeah, it was the same as usual. Eli Morgan came out there. He was actually pretty good for the most part. Eli came out later in the game and yeah, he was good. Hent just came out there for a third. Morgan came out there for an inning and 2/3. And then Clase and then Karinchak again. So 2 straight days of burning your top 2 pitchers in a non-safe situation. Surely that won't come back to bite us. Right, Tito? But anyways, we win in the bottom of the 10th. Thanks to who else but Ahmed Rosario, who came in as a pinch hitter for Luke Maley. Came in there, first pitch he sees, puts it in right field, wins the game. And by the way, I don't know if I went through how the pitchers did, but yeah, McKenzie, great. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 6 Ks. Oh, yeah, I did. That's right. And then Glasnow, like I said earlier, 3 innings, 2 hits, only 1 run, the homer, and then 1 walk and 3 Ks. So yeah, I guess he's pretty much back right now. And like I said earlier, if you're a Rays fan, you're excited because you got Glasnow, you got Kluber, McClanahan, Springs. You got some pretty gnarly pitchers over there. I would say Baz, but he's out for the year. In fact, I don't think he'll be back until after next year too. He'll be out for a while. But yeah, they got some gnarly pitchers over there in Tampa. That might be one of the big reasons why they might go on another run because of the pitching staff, especially with Glasnow back. But yeah, Karinchak got the win. He's 2-0, 1.45 ERA. Fantastic stuff. Guerra takes the loss, 2-1, 5.63 ERA. So yeah, we take the second game, and now we get the key third game here. This game ended about an hour and a half or so ago. It ended up about an hour and a half or so, maybe like an hour. And in this game, we had Cal Quantrill on the mound. So there you go, our big 3 on the mound in this series. And again, this is a team that we might be facing in the playoffs too. We'll see though. Quantrill against Springs. Springs went 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 5 Ks. He was phenomenal. Quantrill, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 Ks. So both pitchers were actually very, very good. So if these two teams did face off in the playoffs, it would be a chess match. And of course, how funny, Tito and Kevin Cash, little friends, former, teammates with the Guardians, as Kevin Cash, I believe, was our bullpen coach before he went to Tampa after they told Joe Madden to get the hell out, pretty much. They replaced Joe Madden with Kevin Cash, and they've been really good ever since. But overall, our pitching was great in this series. Kept us in pretty much every game. But in terms of scoring, Peralta once again got the Rays on the board first. RBI single in the first inning. And then there'd be no scoring until the bottom of the 8th when Stephen Kwan would double to tie the game. And then Oscar Gonzalez with a derpy infield single to take the lead 2-1. And of course, because you burned your 2 best pitchers 2 straight days in non-safe situations, you couldn't use them for a 3rd straight day. So Tito decides, because he already went with De Los Santos. He went with De Los Santos earlier in the game. He was phenomenal, of course. By the way, did I mention De Los Santos had an immaculate inning yesterday? Yeah, an immaculate inning. Which is 9 straight strikes? The dude was on point last night. Thank God we won that game. But De Los Santos came in there, and once again, he was nails. Yeah, he was fantastic. If you want to know his stat line, 1 inning, 2 Ks. Awesome stuff. He's underrated. He is supremely underrated. And he was a minor league signing too, right before was he before or during the lockout? Oh, crazy dog. You can't sign anybody during the lockout. Actually, you can. Yeah, it's like a noted loophole. You can actually make minor league signings during the lockout, which is what we did, I think, a couple times. You didn't see too many signings, but we made, I think, 2 signings right before or during, a little bit during the lockout, in the early parts of the lockout. I think it was before. But De Los Santos came up big again. He's 5-0 with a 2.98 ERA. That's insane. Former Guardian / Indian pitcher Sean Armstrong took loss. He's 2-3 with a 4.40 ERA. And Trevor Stephan came in because, like I said, we used Clase and Karinchak 2 straight days in non-safe situations just to try to keep the game tied. And he struggled a little bit. I thought he was about to blow the save, but no. He got this 3rd save of the year. And he's got a 2.74 ERA. So overall, not bad. Losing this week? No, we're not. Am I streaming Jake Paul? Why would I stream Jake Paul? Why would I stream Jake Paul? That's so stupid. I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting my money with streaming that garbage. Sure. What the heck, bruh? Whatever. But we take 2 of 3 in the series. And most importantly, we delay the Rays celebration, because if they would have won this game tonight, they would have clinched their wild card spot. So they can't celebrate right now. At least our locker room won't be smelling like champagne. Can't say the same for the Rangers visiting locker room. Wait. Oh, I was going to say, they're on the road. Whoever their next home opponent is going to be, they should ask that team, hey, yo, does the locker room still smell like champagne? Someone's going to walk in that visiting locker room when the next team shows up, and they're going to be like, hey, yo, there's a beer bottle in this locker. Man, why does it smell like champagne in here? Why are the floors all wet? Bro, there's a champagne bottle in the shower. Hey, who left the pizza box on the toilet? Oh, the Guardians were here. How do you know? There's Guardians stuff all over the place. Nah, that was fun. But yeah, coming off that series, on the road, come home, get some home cooking, sleep in your own bed. That must have felt good. You take 2 of 3 from our playoff team. Great stuff, right? Against the Rays. And now we will have 6, yes, guys, 6 games against Kansas City to round out the season, all at home. You wouldn't pay money to stream the Jake Paul fight, but you will for the Browns. Because I don't stream freaking... Why would I pay money to watch Jake Paul? So stupid. Really? Use my money on something worth it, Not streaming no damn Jake Paul fight. I can't believe someone, you're going to stream Jake Paul? Yeah, I'm going to stream Jake Paul boxing a freaking washed up UFC fighter. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. So if he was fighting someone that was actually worthwhile, would you stream it? No. In fact, I think the only thing I would really stream is if Stipe Miocic was fighting somebody. I would probably stream that. Yeah. I probably would. I don't know if I actually would do that. Depends on who he'd be fighting. I don't even know if he's still doing fighting. I heard rumors he was going to retire, but haven't heard anything. But if I did, I have to think about it. But I don't stream UFC fights on this channel. But oh well. Classic troll, right? But let's move on to this series against Kansas City. So 6 games against Kansas City to wrap up the season. Starting tomorrow, they did announce that Aaron Savale will be pitching tomorrow, not Zach Plazek as originally thought. So it'll be Brady Singer, who's 10-4 with a 2.99 ERA, 144 Ks. Great season out of Brady. He'll be going up against Aaron Savale, 3-6, 5.19 ERA, 84 strikeouts. Against Singer, Naylor, and Ramirez have homers. Freeman has an RBI off of Singer. Hedges has an RBI. 2 RBIs for Naylor, 5 for Ramirez, as expected. He seems to own the AL Central for the most part. And then 1 RBI for Miles Straw. Okay. Against Savale, only Edward Olivares and Salvador Perez have homers off of him. And Hunter Dozier has an RBI for Olivares, and 2 for Salvador Perez, who obviously is the most senior member of the Royals squad. So, nice. It's going to be interesting to see what the Royals look like as they actually got rid of, I think, their GM, Dayton Moore. I think they fired him a week ago. So we'll see what they do there. It's going to be fun to see what the Tigers and Royals do because they both got rid of their general managers. They both recently, of course, last year hired new managers, and now they get rid of the GMs to really try to get their rebuild accelerated. Especially the Tigers, because they've been in a rebuild for how long now? 4 years, it seems like. Damn. And they ain't as far as they were a couple years ago. Yeah, they won more games, but they still ain't nothing. We're still beating their ass every year pretty much. Although this year was a little bit more of a challenge because they actually spent a little bit more money this time around. But yeah, we still I think won the season series against them. Granted, this was probably the worst team we're going to have for the next couple of years. Oh well, see what happens next year, I guess. Now for game 2 of the series, and by the way, there's no doubleheader. I have at least one doubleheader, just with the way that weather is around there at this time of year. But on October 1st, it'll be Chris Bubich, who's 2-13. 5.81 ERA, 102 Ks, going up against Zach Plazak, 3.11. He's 3-11, 4.39 ERA, 99 strikeouts. So a matchup with 2 of the 2 bum pitchers. This should be fun. Watch, we're going to get a freaking pitcher's duel because, of course, we would. you know. But against Rbis, I think that's how I say his name. Only Owen Miller has an RBI. And as usual, Jose Ramirez has 3 RBIs because, like I said, he just loves to rake against the Royals, apparently. Now against Plezak, Hunter Dozier has 2 homers, 4 RBIs, 2 RBIs for Kyle Isbell, 2 RBIs for Melendez, a home run and 3 RBIs for Salvador Perez. And that's it in terms of how guys have done against him. Granted, you look up and down their roster, it's like a lot of those guys, you're like, who are these people? Like, they don't have a lot of guys that have seen a lot of us all that often. Like I said, the most senior member is Salvador Perez. After him, I think it's Hunter Dozier. Yeah. I think he's like the 2nd or 3rd most senior member of that team now. I know, what's his face? Dude tore his ACL earlier the year, the speedster. Can't remember his name. He's been there for a while, too. I'm trying to think of his name. Raul or something, or his name used to be. Oh, yeah. Alberto Mondesi. Duh. His name, I think, used to be Raul or something. Yeah, Alberto Mondesi. He used to. I think it's Alberto or Adalberto, whatever. Freaking Mondesi. He got hurt. He's, I think there's like one of their senior members too. That doesn't say much because he's only been there a couple of years. But yeah, Plezak, Rbis, probably would be a snoozer. Or it could be just a high-scoring affair because, of course, it would be. Moving on to the 3rd game of the series. This will be an afternooner, 1:40 p.m. on October 2nd, which would be Sunday. So obviously I'm not streaming this game. I'm going to try and stream at least one game of the series. We'll see. It'll be Max Castillo, 0-1, 4.98 ERA, 32 Ks against the Beavs, 12-8, 2.91 ERA, and 195 strikeouts. This would be his final start of the regular season, and then we'll see him again, game 1, I think, of the game 1 of the wild card round. Obviously, we've never seen Castillo, and then against Bieber, home run and 2 RBIs for Dozier, home run and an RBI for Ryan O'Hearn, 3 homers, 3 RBIs for Salvador Perez, and that's it. Oh, and 2 RBIs for Nicky Lopez too, because of course, yeah, dude's so annoying. He's been a thorn on our side for years, ever since he showed up in the majors. But yeah, Castillo, 0-1, 4.98 ERA, 32 Ks. Bieber, 12-8, 2.91 ERA, 195 Ks. All right, so that obviously means that the 4th game of the series would feature Tristan McKenzie. If I can find the freaking game on here. Here it is, 6:10 p.m. And it will be Tristan McKenzie against Zach Greinke. Nice. 4.9 for Greinke, 3.98 ERA, 72 strikeouts. For McKenzie, it's 11-11, 2.99 ERA, and 186 Ks. So he's trying to get over 500 in the win column and keep his ERA under 3. Maybe even get around 190 Ks, maybe more. Be cool if he could like hover around 200 heading into the postseason. That'd be cool. But against Greinke, Hedges has a home run, 3 RBIs for 3 RBIs for Hedges, 1 RBI for Miller, and only 1 RBI for Ramirez. Wow. I mean, I know we haven't really faced him too often, but sheesh, that's crazy. But yeah, 1 homer, 3 RBIs for Hedges. That's crazy. All right, and then against McKenzie, home run and 4 RBIs for Dozier, and a home run and 2 RBIs for Perez. That is, of course, Salvador Perez. And then 1 RBI for Taylor, Michael A. Taylor. A home run and 2 RBIs for Drew Waters. He's only been there for a short while. And then an RBI for Bobby Witt Jr. Because, of course. Yep. And then we get the second to last game of the season for the Guards and the Royals. least for the regular season for them. It will be Daniel Lynch, 4-12. He's 4-12, 4.96 ERA, 120 Ks, going up against Cal Quantrill, who we just saw tonight. He's 14-5, 3.42 ERA, 124 Ks. Against Lynch, Hedges, 1 home run, 4 RBIs, and that's it in the home run department. As for RBIs, Jimenez has an RBI, Miller has an RBI, Naylor has an RBI, Jose and Rosario also have RBIs against Lynch. 4-12 though. Sheesh. 4.96 ERA, 120 Ks. That's insane. And against Cal Quantrill, 1 home run and an RBI for Dozier, and a home run and 4 RBIs for Salvador Perez. And then Kyle Isbell and Nicky Lopez each have 1 RBI and 2 RBIs for Bobby Witt Jr. And then to wrap it all up, the final game of the season, or regular season for us, season overall for them, they're going to face Plesac again. Are they really going to have a double dose of Plesac? Imagine that, facing a guy twice in the same series. That's the first. Jonathan Heasley will get the start for the final game of the year for the Royals. 4-9, 5 ERA, and 66 Ks. Plesac, I've already mentioned his freaking strikeout total. We'll see what happens there. Heasley, 2 homers and 6 RBIs for Ramirez. Wow. He has 5 ABs against Heasley, 2 dingers and 6 RBIs. Wow. And then 2 RBIs for Stephen Kwan. And then against Plesac, I've already went through everything else there. I don't need to go through it again. But yeah. So we'll see how we do in this series. Not going to say 6-game sweep, because we're not going to sweep these guys. If I had to guess, we're probably going to go 4-2. But let's get rid of this no-life troll in the chat. Okay. There we go. Aaron Judge to the Guardians. Rays, if that happens, I will probably do a live stream when that news comes out, and I will praise David Blitzer for life. So if I was a lunatic, I would say if we did that, I would get a tattoo of David Blitzer's face on my arm. What I'll do is I'll do what they do like in some countries like China, and I'll get a picture of David Blitzer, like a headshot, and I'll put it in a frame, and I'll put it put it in my room, right by one of my doors, and I'll praise him every night if we do that, because he'd be our owner. Yeah, he'd be the one essentially giving us the money to do that, which we're not doing that. He's not going to stay around this area. He's going out west. So the Giants, the Dodgers, Mariners, teams like that. Angels. My God, imagine if he just shocked everybody and went to LA Angels. Ohtani, Trout, and Judge. I swear to God, if he went to the Angels and they still can't make the playoffs, they need to be disbanded. Break up the team, disperse the players, and just get rid of the franchise. Cal Quantrill is your favorite pitcher on the Guardians. I love Cal Quantrill. You know? And the crazy thing about him was he came on originally as a reliever. And then they worked him in as a starter last year when our freaking pitching went to crap. And he's been our starter ever since. And he's been solid. He's reliable. Yeah, I mean, I kind of criticized him earlier in the year because the dude could not get strikeouts. But it seemed as though it's like he heard me. And he took the criticism in stride. And he's actually striking people out again. Good stuff. Jets aren't that good. You guys last needed to limit Joe Flacco and Breece Hall. Yeah. Steelers beating Jets. I think the Jets are going to lose, but I want the Jets to win, obviously, if I had to guess. But they're probably going to – I could see the Jets losing. But, I mean, by the way, Zach Wilson's probably going to start. So you're not going to be facing Joe Flacco. So that'll be interesting. But, yeah, we'll see what happens when it comes to baseball offseason. I believe free agency starts in November. And as I've always said, if the Guardians signed a decent player, like, to a major league contract, I guess I could do a video if they sign anybody to minor league deals, if they're at least noteworthy, like if I've heard of them. But I'll do videos for people that we sign the major league deals, because the best part about making the playoffs is extra money, especially if we go on a little bit of a run here. The extra revenue is what got us Edwin and Encarnacion in 2016. That got us Edwin for 2017. So now that we also got a minority owner who has somewhat deep pockets too. As long as Dolans are willing to spend a little dough to help this team, improve this team a little bit, because we got a nice influx of youth, I could see them really spending some money. Also, extend some guys too. Maybe Andres, I would love to extend him. Bieber, I would love to extend him, or McKenzie, do something that they don't usually do there. I wouldn't mind extending him, but that would just create a log jam, Maybe you can, maybe what you can do is sign a good first baseman to platoon with whoever you put at first base, because Owen Miller, they're probably going to have him at first base. Taylor's going to be playing a lot of designated hitter next year. Usually, originally he's fielder / first baseman, but with his freaking foot the way it is, he can still barely run on it. He ain't playing no outfield. He's sticking at first base. So as long as he's DHing, you can sign somebody to like a decent, maybe 1 or 2 year deal just until, everything is good with Taylor, and then you don't have to worry about it. Or maybe you just want to platoon with Nolan Jones or something. Also make some trades too. Clear up some of that room in the 40 man and in the farm system. But that's going to wrap it up here, guys. I'm going to get back to watching the Thursday night game. I know I'm missing a lot. I think they are just out of halftime. But, yeah, you look at the standings, the way that things are looking, it's going to get tight around here. I believe every division is now pretty much sealed up. Now all teams got to do now is just lock in their wild card berths. And we already have one wild card berth in the AL, thanks to the Blue Jays clinching because the O's lost. So we'll see but of course we won, so that they have to wait on that. That's good. At least we won't have a team low-key popping bottles in our locker room just right now. That's good. But yeah, we're 20 games over 500. That's insane, considering where we were just a few months ago. We're 9-1 now. Technically, 2 divisions are yet to really decided. Although I think they clinched their division for the most part. And the Mets and the Braves are still fighting for the NL East. And they start a series coming up here, so things could be resolved really quickly in the NL East. But we'll see what goes down over these next couple of days. Like I said, I'm probably going to stream maybe 1 or 2 of the games against Kansas City. Obviously, I'm not streaming. I'm going to stream Buckeyes on Saturday, Browns on Sunday. So I might do the game on Monday. We'll see. I might do the Quantrill start or the McKenzie. No, actually, that'd be McKenzie, right? I think. I don't know. But regardless, we'll see what happens. That's going to wrap it up here, and I will see you all, probably Saturday, if I don't see you guys before then, for Ohio State and Rutgers. So until then, I'm Crazy Dog, and let's go Guardians. And I'm out. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, and go Dolphins. Beat the Bungles. Bungles. Bungles, Bungles. Bungles. Bungles, Bungles. Bye-bye.